Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Here's my question for you, because we're talking about, construction and being your own contractor and what have you. What if you could be remodeled? How about that? What if you could be remodeled? I mean, that's the big question, right? And what real estate agents will say to you is there's ways that you can improve your house. If you're getting ready to put your house on the market, there's money that you want to spend on certain things, and there's money you don't want to spend on certain things, right? You don't want to just willy-nilly say, well, this needs to be done or this needs to be done. There's really important information out there on how to do this. So let's talk about this, what we could do if we were going to be remodeled. I thought this was fascinating because I thought, what are the needle movers? And, Mark, of course, is a realtor, and he said, oh, definitely the bathroom, definitely the kitchen. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Angie, Maria, good to have you here. He said, definitely the kitchen, definitely the bedroom or the kitchen, bathroom, especially the master bathroom, and curb appeal is always important. What else did he say? He said, in making fluffing things up and making them look fresh and nice. Okay, get it. So now we go for the stretch. You ready? So if you were saying, like, I am putting my house on the market, what is it that I need to do? Well, the number one thing is, any guesses? It's your kitchen. So kitchen improvements, they say, this is according to House with HOUZZ, I think it is. Things that improve flow are updated and make it easier to cook. Okay? Now for your remodel, you need to have flow in the kitchen, keep or start cooking, right? And make it a little bit easier on yourself. Here's the facts. Home cooked food is healthier and better for you. I mean, that's no joke, right? I've shared the story with you before when I went to this really fussy farm to table, really nice restaurant in Santa Barbara. It was a Mexican restaurant. It was fabulous. High ratings, all of that, and expensive. But I'm watching them. They have an open concept kind of a kitchen, and I'm watching them cook, and they've got this little squeeze bottle of oil that's in one of those things that, you'd see mustard put into or ketchup put into at a fast food place or a hot dog place, like if you were putting that on. And in it is a bunch of oil, and they're just constantly. I saw them all the time. And I thought, you know what? What's in that? I'm going to bet for a minute that it's not extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to bet that it's not avocado oil, expeller pressed avocado oil. It's going to be garbage oils. How much you want to bet it's garbage oil? So even in a place like that where they have organic, farm to table, it's this, that, and the other thing, you're going to pay a pretty premium for that, and it's not 100% going to be on point like it will be in your kitchen. You pick the oils that you cook with. You cook, you choose the salt and the pepper and the spices and all the things. And everything, if you're, anything like me and been around me for a long time, I've been preaching the organic thing forever when it was expensive and out of reach for most people. Now it's not. Now I get Misfits box every single week, and it's just, inexpensive. You can do this. This can be a thing. So this is the fact. So how do we do this, and how do we translate this into your own kitchen? Well, there's several things that you can do. Number one is you can bulk cook. I get women all the time who say, it's just me. It's just me. Should I, I don't want to just cook for me. I hear this all the time. And I'm like, why? You don't think you're worth it? You don't think you're worth the effort to cook a beautiful meal? Well, I understand that all that effort and what have you into what used to be making a family meal just for one might seem like a lot of work. Well, bulk cook. Why don't you make up, a bunch of bone broth, for example, make up a bunch of soup, freeze it. Your freezer's your friend, man. That is the thing to do. That is the thing to do. Freezer meals are just your best option as well. Freezer meals are incredible. Why not get some freezer meals going? Why not do all of these things? And you know what? One of the biggest things that you could do that people forget about, menu plan. Menu plan over and over and over again. Have a plan and execute the plan. And guess what? When you do, that's when you know that you're really using your kitchen wisely and it's serving you and giving you all the value you need out of it. I'm telling you, I'm stretching this, right? I'm stretching it. So this is what you need to do in order for you to feel really good about that kitchen. Get it cleaned up, declutter it, and do all the other things with it. Give yourself some counter space to do some work and then get in there. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get a whole lot of results. And if you are constantly eating good, healthy food in your own home, you're going to start getting good, healthy results and start feeling better yourself. That's just a fact. Number 2 is that this is according to House, right? Hi, Noreen. I'm glad you're here. Here's another one. Bathroom upgrades. They say that, the other thing that I'm going to add to kitchen is mise en place. Don't forget about your mise en place. Mise en place simply means that you pull out what you're going to need, appliance-wise, utensil-wise, cutting boards, all of that. And you even get out your saute pan and everything. So that's all out and ready. So you're not flying around the kitchen, gathering up stuff and, I forgot this, and have to go to the kitchen, go to the refrigerator and go get it, or the pantry. It's all sitting there. And you do it like you're shooting a cooking show. That's what mise en place does for you. And then you reverse mise en place, put everything on your cutting board. That's how I do it. And boom, into the sink it goes. And except for the knives, because you don't want knives in hot soapy water. You don't want to cut yourself. That's how it's done. Isn't that smart? I think so. So let's get back to that bathroom upgrade, right? That bathroom upgrade, you want good lighting, storage, and special things like a soaking tub, for example. It doesn't have to be a soaking tub. Any bathtub will do. Okay? Here's the fact. A 20-minute Epsom salt bath has been proven to help reduce inflammation in your muscles and joints. I use this as a regular thing for relaxation and feeling good. Yesterday, I'll tell you, Mark was down. If you saw my pictures on Facebook, we're doing a remodel on our Wanda of Wantesca. That's our boat, our pontoon. And she was a little bit of a wreck. We got her from the backyard of somebody in Spartanburg who hadn't used her for years. She had sticker balls all in her. She was a big dirty mess. And we cleaned her up, got her back in. And then we needed to go a step further. That carpet's a mess and everything. So Mark's redoing the whole thing. Well, in order to get the console off where the steering wheel was, no longer is, because it was taking up so much space with the big captain's chair and the whole bit, we have in our lake, you can only use an electric motor. Okay. So why do we need that big console taking up all that precious space? This could be room for our lovelies. And took all that stuff out. He was reaching underneath. He was doing this, that, and the other thing. He was going crazy getting all this stuff out. He came upstairs. Now, he also played pickleball for a number of hours the morning before. And he said, I am so sore. Everything hurts. Everything's awful. So I was downing inflopressure on him. And then I threw him into the bathtub with 6 cups of Epsom salt and said, you stay in there as long as you can. Just keep running the hot water. He was in there and got out and he felt good. That's Epsom salt. This is a 66-year-old man, by the way, and he's no spring chicken, but it hurts to do all that weird bending and things like that. So how about you? What does your bathroom look like? Here's your to-do list for your bathroom. Make it a sanctuary. Do you know, around my bathtub, I have candles. I have music if I want it. I've got a little portable speaker to put it in there, right? I've got all those things. And I will tell you that, for me, I've got a sparkly big chandelier, like a disco ball type of a chandelier, but it's not a disco. It's just round with little Sputnik type things out. It's really pretty. But that's right over the bathtub. Everything about that bathroom I love. Everything. And it's beautiful, and it's a sanctuary. White fluffy towels, the bath mats and everything. And it's hard with a dog, you know. I mean, I'm constantly washing those bath mats. But this kind of a space has the ability to soothe your senses, to soothe your soul, to help you to relax. And scientifically, research is showing us that a 20-minute Epsom salt bath can do so many things. I can even meditate in a bathtub. So use that to the best of your ability. This is something that we need in our own personal remodel. Amen? Right? Okay, so that's number 2. I told you it's a stretch. Number 3 is to upgrade your master bedroom. This is according to House. They say buyers can picture themselves in your space. They want a private sanctuary. I don't know about you, but I want a private sanctuary too. Yesterday I said I could do open concept everywhere, but when it comes to the bedroom, let me close the door. When it comes to the bathroom, definitely close the door, right? Because you want privacy. But here's a fact. A bedroom with calming colors, lovely linens, and optimized for light, noise, and temperature will optimize your sleep. So when people tell me, you know, I'm not sleeping well, and I'll tell you what, if you're not sleeping well, that's also, by the way, I think that's chapter 10 in the Carousel of Crazy. If you're not sleeping well, your wellness just falls to the ground. You know, how you feel, your mood, the way you're able to process anything doesn't do well if you're not doing well, if you're not getting enough sleep. And everything that we do, a sleep hygiene type of a thing, is critical. So here's some things that you need to do. Are you ready? And I want to see a lot of pinkies up for this one. Get to bed at a decent hour. No, you're not a night owl. None of us are night owls. I don't care about all the garbage that you read and looking. We can all confirmation bias look for something that says being a night owl is okay as long as you're getting your 8 hours. It's not. There's a circadian clock that we all have. And between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is when our bodies do the healing. That's when the healing happens. I don't see those pinkies. Come on, y'all. Pinkies up. This is important because I don't know about you. I want to heal. I don't want to go to bed and just feel awful. Last night we ate late. And we had steak of all things. We had steak and broccoli. Mark had baked potatoes. I did not. But steak and broccoli, you know, fully sprint-worthy meal. You know what though? I didn't sleep well because we were in bed by 10:30. We had dinner at 7:30, right? So I didn't sleep well for forever and long. This is what happens though when you go to bed is that quickly. You should have at least 3 hours before, you know, that you haven't had anything to eat. So you don't want to be snacking. Of course, you don't want to be snacking. But get this. I didn't sleep well. Why didn't I sleep well? I had 3 hours. Well, 5 hours is better. 6 hours is optimal, you know, or 4 or 5 hours is really optimal. So eating dinner by 6, into bed by 10, great. You know, nothing in between. Snacking is mouth entertainment. We know that. So what do we need to do with all of that then? Get to bed at a decent hour. Respect your circadian clock and allow for your body to have the healing work that it's done. The digestion needs to be over with because you've given that yourself some space between the last time you ate. You need to watch the blue light. If you're going to be doing anything on the computer, you know, put something in there that's going to screen save you, or wear blue blocker glasses. These glasses have blue blockers in them. All of my reading glasses do because I spend a lot of time on the screens. So do that. Cool room, ideally under 68 degrees. Maybe a little white noise is something that you need. I do a sleep meditation every night before I go to bed. I've just added that in the last few months. Makes a big difference. I'm usually conked out before it's even done. And I wake up and there's a glow, you know, in the bed, and I take it and just, you know, put it on my bedside table. What a difference that makes. And of course I take sleepies and I take a few others, the Vibrant Body Detox before I go to bed, and beauty support every night. I have my thing, and I have my routine. This all helps. This is all things that help to move the needle and help us to feel better. You can't feel good if you don't get enough sleep. And if you don't get enough healing sleep, then you are shortchanging yourselves, sisters. I just don't want that for you. This is part of your remodel. Pinkies up, enough sleep, good sleep. At least try to get to bed before 11 p.m. That's always my goal. I don't always make it before 10 p.m. Rarely. Number 4 is curb appeal, according to House. They say first impressions make all the difference. So clean it up, put out some flowers, freshen up and paint the front door. How about that one? Freshen the whole dang thing up. And here's the fact, according to Psychology Today. First impressions are crucial and can make or break an opportunity or someone's opinion of you or your home. How about that? So how about this? Clean up on aisle 5. Take a look at yourself. Listen, it is not about your jean size or the color of your lipstick, but it is about how do you carry yourself? How do you clean up? Do you wash your hair regularly? Do you do something for your skin? Are you putting a little lipstick on and freshening up a little bit and feeling good? You know, a little bit of lipstick makes you feel, for me anyway, I always put on lipstick just before I come on. Always. Because it makes me feel like I am ready to go. Even if my hair is wet and kind of damp, I don't have the best everything put together today. I'm not all coiffed and perfect and all of that, but I've come together. I've put myself together enough excellently that I feel okay showing up. But I wouldn't feel okay showing up if I didn't have a scrap of makeup on. I barely rolled out of bed, hadn't done a thing with my hair, and just whatever. And first time person coming and seeing me, they might say, oh, what's wrong with her? Right? You're sweet, Catherine. And can we make and I will tell you this too. I think we need to kind of maybe think about this for a minute. When's the last time you put on a pair of jeans? When's the last time you put on a pair of jeans? We have been in pandemic mode for over a year now. We haven't put on jeans. I mean, I have put on, I've worn some dresses and put on a few things. This summer, we had a little bit of a time where we got to dress up and go someplace. And didn't it feel fun to do that? A little curb appeal going on here. I always like it when Mark says, oh, you look so pretty, or whatever he says, Isn't that sweet? Isn't that nice? And you're also giving off your first impression. So what do you think about that? What about getting out of your sweats, putting something else on? My uniform is a sweatshirt, a hoodie. Usually our sweatshirts, I love our sweatshirts, by the way. We have the full bloom sweatshirts. I live in them. They're my favorite things. But it's time too, when we go out the door, maybe to think about wearing something else for a change, just for a change, for a little curb appeal. What do you think of that idea? And number 5 is to add a little bit more space. A little more space. What do you think? Sometimes, one of the ways that the worth of your real estate of your house is calculated is by the square foot. And if you can maybe convert a garage into more living space, that's going to boost the value. So yeah, we know about that. Sarah, that's good. And look what Catherine said. Catherine says, I always wear my jeans. It keeps me accountable. There it is. There it is. Fridays are jeans day at work, Noreen says. And then Sarah said, it's not vanity, it's sanity. It makes a huge difference how you feel about yourself when you catch a glimpse of your reflection. That's so true. Because if you look in the mirror and you just go, oh, we're not running for president or trying to, be in a beauty pageant. We just want to feel good about who we are and in our own skin. And there's nothing wrong with putting a little lipstick on or whatever. Noreen wants a little less square footage. But let's talk about a little more space. This is a good one. Studies show that our homes are often a direct expression of where we are emotionally and psychospiritually. This can show up in our space. Whatever your space is, it shows up. So, you know what you need to do? You need to make room, declutter, and clean out and create the space that you want. This is important because it is a reflection. It does make you feel better. You have a little more spring in your step when we have this opportunity to clear it out. And have you noticed something? That when you do, I don't care if you live in a tiny house, or a big 3,000 square foot house. When you declutter and get rid of the stuff that no longer blesses you, no longer serves, when you declutter and get rid of stuff that you're just not in love with anyway, what do you see? You see more space. You don't necessarily have more space. You just see more space. And it's immediately calming, isn't it? It's immediately calming. So this is your to-do list. Get in there. Get her done. You know what to do. This is not hard. There is something, I've started doing this as a matter of habit. When we moved here, I was cleaning out. I cleaned out my refrigerator and cleaning out a bunch of different stuff. And I had an unusual amount of little containers and stuff because I will take those containers and dump them all in my soup. My daughter was horrified when I told her this last week, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want any of that." I was like, "Really? Really? Oh yeah, you do. You want it. It's really tasty." But so that I will do that. And then I'll have all these containers. I'm washing all these containers, and we've had our containers go from here to about there. And I have no desire to buy any more containers. And when I was in there and knowing that everything was in my dishwasher with a lid, I went down there to see what was left, pulled that all out, which wasn't much, and pulled it all out. And there was some stuff with lids that I didn't have a container for, and containers that I didn't have a lid for. So I took the container, took it down to the boat. It is now Lincoln's water bowl. And any of the lids that didn't go to anything, I put in the recycle bin. Done. Just things like that. Just having that in your brain and ready to go at any moment. It's just one less thing done. One less thing to do. The other thing is right by my coffee maker. When I start my coffee in the morning, and I'm emptying my dishwasher, I open the utensil drawer, and sometimes that utensil tray it has a little crumb or something or coffee grounds that have gone into it. I'll pick up all those forks. I'll take a wet cloth and just put it out there like that. Grab a dry one, have them right there, dry it, and put those in, and I'm done. Just that one thing. Just that one little. It's not a project. It's just done. And then if I see any crumb, I'll just take a sponge and take them out of there. It's just doing these little things makes me feel better about my space, whether my space is a utensil drawer, my entire kitchen, or what it looks like on the outside. What about that? So to make more room, we need to declutter. We need to clean out. We need to create the space that we want. And when we do that and love our environments, that helps us to love what we're doing. It makes flow happen in the kitchen. It makes our lives become the vibrant lives that we want to live because our environment is reflecting that. How about that? Are you ready for a remodel? Is it time for you? Did you see one of these 5 things that you said, that one was for me? Whatever it is that you need to grab onto it. Nobody's judging you. This isn't about your, not enough or not worth it or unworthy or whatever. It's about taking an honest assessment of what's going on, just like getting that survey done like we talked about yesterday, and then getting in there and starting to take care of a couple of these things. I promise you, each one of these things will make you feel good. Each one of them. And they're not that hard. Pinkies up. Let's remodel. Peace be with you. I'll see you later.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, You are the author of your own story. Until next time.